Hello guys, welcome to a new video. This will be the first altcoin chart request video I will be doing. I will shortly go through 5 coins that I chose from the comments on my tweet and then do a little higher time frame analysis on it. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to do any lower time frame stuff at all right now during this chop. Quickly going over Bitcoin. We are still in the range, of course. We did retest it again overnight, and so far it's been holding. We have the non-farm payroll numbers coming out in about 10 minutes or so. So obviously that could cause some volatility, but overall I think we're still stuck here for some time. And the main area to watch is still this range low for me and this yellow diagonal, which should, if broken, lead the way towards the bid range and higher. Like this stuff here, obviously a lot of liquidity. That's where the real fun begins. But until there, I think it's going to be rather choppy and slow. But there's a lot of compression, so I do think a bigger move is coming, like somewhere in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I think. Eventually, we're going to see a move above here or down from the range low. Obviously, it's just a guessing game right now because we have no confirmation towards either side, so it's wise to wait for that and then go from there. Quickly, before I get into the altcoins, if you like the videos, let me know any suggestions and also consider subscribing. I'm also now recording on a new microphone, so I hope that's better than the one I was previously using, and it should make for a better audio quality for you guys. Alright, let's get into the first coin, being Arbitrum. I think this was one of the most requested coins, together with SUI, which we'll get to momentarily. The interesting thing on Arbitrum is basically since its inception, I've marked out this range at about 129 to 110. It's been trading in between here a lot with these deviations above or below. I mean, I've marked this as a deviation. I wouldn't realistically call this a deviation, but just to visualize how price is still stuck between these two levels for most of its inception. And right now, it does seem to be going for the highs again. This is the most important level for me to watch. I think upon breaking this, we should go and test some of these levels into the 140s to 150s. And yeah, until then, just patiently waiting. I mean, it's only like a few percent more. Upon breaking this, I do think this should see more upside. And you guys probably know I'm already bullish on Arbitrum for this cycle, regardless on the higher time frames. So I got a spot back. I'm not watching it too much, but I still think it could be interesting to trade, especially this range or these deviations, as it happens so much. And right after it, I mean, I went through SUI last time in my video, but it's been requested a lot again, so might as well just go with it again. What we're seeing here is, I mean, obviously the price action isn't entirely similar, but it has its similarities. So here again, SUI traded for most of its inception between about, I'd say 125 to about 1. So even the price range is remotely similar. So it listed a bit above, then fell below, and then it's formed this range, which it has been trading in about now. So what I found funny in terms of similarities to Arbitrum is here it had this initial deviation, it broke out. From here on out, I was expecting it to go a bit higher, but the entire market took another tumble, so we are now back below it again. I would be interested to see if this deviates yet again, which I think would make the chart look quite good, as it also took out this low. And then we might get something similar to what we had here with like a double deviation below, like, or even this one where it got back in, then back down. But in this case, it even took out the low as well, which I think even makes it better if it were to retake the range from here on out. So that's SUI. I think trading the range here is good as well. You also know my bias on this. I do think this is gonna make quite a big run later in the year, or like maybe throughout the summer already. There's a big unlock in November, so likely some move is gonna happen before it to generate some exit liquidity. I don't know, we'll see. It could be a good coin to trade regardless, as it's a newer coin and those tend to move a bit more than these older coins. All right, moving on. Fetch has been requested a lot as well. It's obviously like, I think the main AI coin people always mention. It's the biggest one, if I'm not mistaken. Right now, it's basically, I mean, it obviously had a huge run up earlier in the year, and now it's been consolidating, and it's been lagging behind a bit towards compared to the other AI coins. I mean, if you check, for example, Ocean and Render, of course, had a big move, but VeChain Fetch is a bit slower. I do think right now it's obviously just consolidating. The market structure has changed, so we went from like it was a lower low into a higher low, higher high. So from here on out, I would ideally want to see this break this horizontal level at about 30 cents. And then from there on out, it should be starting to climb. Obviously, this is all very dependent on the overall market. If Bitcoin or Ethereum whatnot are gonna fall back lower, then these things are obviously going with it. But I'm just marking out some levels which I would want to see retaken for proper further uptrend to start. And I mean, if you really zoom out on these things, maybe this is just a bigger higher low into this first leg up, higher low, and then this is the leg higher. This won't be this easy. I mean, it's never that easy. It's almost rarely as easy as how it went initially. But this could be a start of like a bigger leg up, which could even move something like this, you know. But once again, that will be dependent on the overall market. On to the next one, which is still interesting one, but very boring. Link. I think there's plenty of people holding some of it in their longer term portfolios. I also hold a tiny bit. I do think eventually this is like one of the biggest or the longest duration ranges out of any coin here in the market. It's been holding quite steadily even throughout all the FTX collapse stuff. Obviously it fell, but I mean it kept holding this range. At some point, if it flips this 960 area roughly, I do think that is gonna cause like a big expansion higher, and that's ideally where you wanna try and get in, I think. Taking moves like these or even higher up into the $18 range, which would be a quick double. But until then, I'm pretty sure this is gonna move rather slowly until it finally breaks out. If it would make one more drive lower, I would be looking at a retest here, but I mean, for that to happen, the entire market would have to fall quite a bit, I think. Would make for an awesome opportunity, I do think. Getting it right here or even on the retest here would make for quite a nice way to position yourself. But yeah, I do think Link is due for a bigger move later in the year or later in the cycle. I don't know how long it will take, but I mean, it might take a while. The pace at which this is moving, this could take months. So I wouldn't like try to position in some kind of leverage trade, just waiting and then paying funding for weeks or months on end. I mean, it's okay to accumulate some spot, I think, if you like the coin. But besides that, this is likely gonna take a while. Okay, last one, Illivium. This has done quite a move from the recent bottom. I do really like these rounded bottoms a lot. Like they usually mark a nice base for next leg up. This has broken out of this longer term diagonal. It initially broke out, kind of fell back down, but the retest held, and then from there on out moved, and we see a nice volume increase. So far looking good. Obviously, we have to keep in mind it's up like 30% in about 2-3 weeks. So always be a bit careful, not aping in at the local top. But overall, this could be the start of a next move up. But I would like to see this 58 area roughly flipped. So we could easily see it just consolidate here for a while, and then at some point break this and then move from here, which should hopefully lead to a move higher to this range high. Obviously, that's quite a move, but initially you'd move to levels like these and then just play it level by level, just watching all these previous lower highs, which should be nice targets from there on out. All right, That's it for now. I will try to do this more in the future, as it could be interesting for you guys, and also for me when I don't know any subjects or topics to talk about. I'll just do some chart requests, which can be interesting. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, and yeah, like the video if you enjoyed, and good luck with the trading. See ya.